Hello folks and welcome to Erannorth Reborn. Let's resume our new Let's Play again, Erannorth Reborn, and we can now access this new playlist by clicking this button right here. It will take you to the YouTube playlist, and you can watch any videos you want from there. Okay, so before we get to our unlocks and play something new, let's have a quick trip in the memory lane of what we have done so far. We played with a vampire mercenary and we completed a normal run. We played with a human Sando and we died at the 5th stage, getting only 22 tokens. And finally we completed a normal run with the Nephilim Hunter again, getting us to a total of 161 tokens with just 3 runs. And we can now use them to unlock either a race or a class or, whatever you like. And the question is what to unlock. First of all, these things are locked, so you can progressively learn to play the game without exposing yourself to more mechanics than it's humanly possible to absorb. If you don't like to unlock things, you can just go to Manage Expansion and Mods, click here, Manager Settings, and click Unlock Everything. And yes, this will unlock everything, but all your masteries and your tokens become 0 as a side effect. Sorry. Also, any unlocked cards you have will lock. And basically you will have all the archetypes in game unlocked, but at a 0 mastery. Still, I recommend you to go through the unlocking process so you can learn the game, play at least once with its race and class and see which is your favorite, which of them you will be willing to spend time in a sandbox mode for hours and hours. Okay, so clicking this lock button here will give you this unlock confirmation, and you can click the details to read more about this class and if it's something you want to unlock or not. If one of these archetypes have, for example, a minimum deck 20 cards and another one has a minimum deck of 30 cards, then the maximum is used if you play this combination. All the races have 20 minimum deck and some classes have higher. Also, if you click here, you will notice that there is a new class coming down, a new class, and each organization comes with its own class. And when you are playing as an organization, the mastery you will get will also unlock cards for its respective class. So you can start playing with organizations way before you unlock its class. Okay, you will also notice that different classes have different unlocking costs, and they increase as you go down, both in complexity, power, and the mechanics you need to know. So for example, playing as a summoner will be much trickier than playing as a mystic. Okay, so the first classes from Lycanthrope till Sylph, these 4 classes here, cost 60 tokens each. From Ifrit down to all the way down to Lunir cost 90. So all these 6 races each cost 90. From Mystic till the Inquisitor, these classes here cost 30. And from Witch down to Spell Dancer, they cost 60. Summoner down to Monk cost 90. And finally the class of the organization cost 120. And you get what you pay for. They are stronger. So my recommendation is to start unlocking from top to bottom as we will do. Okay, so let's unlock Lycanthrope. Accept. We have it now. We still have 101 tokens. Let's see what we get. And if you want to preview what you get, you can always just click this button first and see what you are getting. Deck are the cards that are in your starting deck. Skill. Some of the skills are locked. So these cards that say Animist, for example, are non-skill cards, but are unlocked right away. All tier 1 cards are unlocked right away. But if you go to tier 2 cards, then you will notice that you will see locked, etc. So some of these might be skills from this class. Let's also unlock the Mystic, accept. And now we have 4 races and 4 classes to choose from. Should we play as a Lycanthrope Mystic? Let's see. So our affinities are slashing +2, bludgeoning +1, fire -3, earth +2, dark -3, and the Mystic has penalty in earth, and their cards are mostly fire, water, and air. So yes, we could play Lycanthrope Mystic, but that wouldn't be a very nice combination. Well, challenge accepted. Okay, so let's do a normal run with a Lycanthrope Mystic, the most unlike combination we can probably go with. He looks like one. So how we will play this? Let's see. We have, this is Primal Earth. Now Primal is a special type of card that either deals primal damage or counts as a primal card. For example, Close Strike deals 2 primal damage, which is 2 damage of this element, so 2 slashing damage, and you get Amplify slashing 1. While Primal Earth counts as primal, doesn't deal damage, but you still get an Amplify Earth +1. And then there are certain cards like Hybrid Form, which will transform you into your hybrid Lycanthrope form. And in that form you can only use primal cards. So any non-primal cards you get will be discarded. So obviously, as a Lycanthrope Mystic, you won't be able to rely much on earth, you won't be able to rely much on fire. But you will have water, you will have air, and you will also have slashing and bludgeoning. Okay, let's see. I don't care much about charisma in this case. Willpower is a minor influence. Intellect is a major influence. So let's go high intellect. Maybe here. Okay, I will leave it to 11. I don't care about light and dark. We have a nice water of +3 and a nice air of +3, and now we can go agility and strength, maybe like so. We won't pick up an organization of this playthrough either, and let's start normal. Okay, so first let's go to our perks. We have some options about faction, and if you wonder what they can give you, you can go to Player's Handbook and look for them, like Knights of the Fang. It doesn't have to be case sensitive. So there are some interesting summons that you can get by joining one of these factions, but the scope of a normal run is quite short to worry much about that. We'll be playing for 2 hours and that's it. But if you were on a sandbox mode, which you can play for weeks till you reach the end game, then obviously you want to think about more. So our health is at 19. We will probably lose resilience. We will probably lose hit points if we lose resilience, but intellect of 19 will get us to hand size of 6, so that would be a good trade-off. That's a very interesting character. I have no idea if it will work out. What are the Masters of Vice? Let's see. Masters of Vice. They have the Crowd Volunteer, an excellent card. I will take the Masters of Vice. And let's go to our deck builder. Start with an empty deck, split view, or in this case actually I will go to filter view and start with slashing. Okay, so we have a primal card here that costs 0. We have 6th Sense that echoes defend 3 and retribution, primal slashing, and draw 1. So a very solid card to have. At 4. Let's add 2 of these. And Unwilling Transformation is interesting if you go all primal, because when you draw this card it's your first chance of a hybrid form. You will shapeshift to your hybrid form, and while in this form you will be getting some additional primal cards and also be able to play only with primal cards. I will leave it outside for now. Piercing, bludgeoning, we don't have any. Fire, obviously we can't use it much, so water and air. Let's go channel lightning, gust of wind, mist. Collection view. So apparently we'll miss 6 cards, and we have this one that it's Earth, but it's an ally, so we don't particularly mind that. Synergy, vulnerable, and stun. Firebolt won't be much useful. Let's add a third sixth sense and liking a better option, channel fire. So this is our starting deck. Let's get started. Gust of Wind is a multicast 2 card. It will cost 2 concentration points, and once your concentration drops to 0, you will start getting fatigue. But before we use that, let's first use Mist. It will give us defense and will also amplify air. So, Mist. Now air cards deal some more damage. We can also use Channel Fire to get a +1 damage. In addition to that, let's use it here, for example. And now we will use Gust of Wind. Now, if you notice, when we played Channel Fire, we had concentration of 7. Then we played when we played Mist, we went to concentration 7. When we played Channel Fire, concentration 6, and Gust of Wind, concentration 4. 2 points of concentration down. Let's use another Gust of Wind. Kill the wolf, and we can also close strike here. And now we are at concentration 0. Of course we have 0 action points, but we could keep playing more cards and getting +1 fatigue per card we play. Also keep in mind that your action points don't fill up fully, so you shouldn't be spending consistently more than the AP per turn you can generate, because you will eventually run out. So Sixth Sense, if unused, mutates to Animal Instinct, which is a quite good card to have. We'll see it shortly. Let's hunt this. Continue. Okay, so Synergy Primal +3. It will give Primal to the next played card. Okay, so let's play this Animal Instinct. It's Primal Slashing, so we get Amplified Slashing 1. If we add this Primal +3 to our Gust of Wind, Gust of Wind will become a Primal Air card. So let's see what this means in practice. It will deal 3 air damage, then it will deal 2 to 5 air damage. Forget about replicate. And since it's a primal air, it will boost our air by +1 2 times. So this will happen 2 times, and we will end up with an amplifier of 2. Let's see that in action by attacking these guys here. So we have an amplifier of 2 now, which means that this hair card here deals much more damage. And we can play Animal Instinct, add it to Mist. So this card has Amplify Air, and we will also be amplifying Air as well. And now our amplifier is at 3, which means that this card deals even more damage. Let's use it on him. And we have a very nice defense, we have Retribution, but they will both heal. Okay, let's bring down our allies. We can click this button here to quickly attack. We can craft a trip attack card which gives synergy vulnerable +3 and stun 1. Let's do that with the first wolf. Get that. So 7 damage, and we can just attack. Notice that our wolves didn't took any damage and no counters break. Why? Because he's stunned, he doesn't fight back. And because we deal less than 6 damage, counters don't break. Let's again send our poet to the death, but this time we will be getting Yorick in our deck. Yorick isn't as strong as the ghosts, but can provide some nice card advantage. Okay, so Primal, we add it here in our Gust of Wind. Amplifier is at 2, Amplifier is at 3. I should have noticed that it takes -4 air damage, and instead use my card here. She also takes -4 earth damage. So only fire can actually harm her, and of course intense damage. So fire and intense. And we just attack. Preserving as much action points as you can. Open the chest. Stas. It's always nice to have a bandage in your stas, you never know when you will be bleeding. Cure Feeble Mind is good, but we need alchemy, and maybe we will get, maybe not. For now I will get this alchemist bomb. It's always nice to have some way to freeze, and you can get these cards by clicking on your backpack. Okay, so we will either side with the Inquisition or we will side with the prisoners. I will side with the prisoners. And I will get the Warlock. He's a fire card. and also creates these failed experiments which are bludgeoning cards. And if you hover over an enemy, you will see if they are resistant to that element or not. Of course, mind your hit points because you are a mystic, so not much of hit points going on. Let's use this. And keep in mind that whenever you see primal, it's always primal of that element. So that was primal air, and this is primal slashing. And this is primal earth. And as you can see, we are getting the respective amplifier values. Okay, we got the chain roll, I think. So he got some extra damage from the chain effect. And what the chain does is to give you a chance to deal the card damage, just the card damage, to the same enemy or another enemy of that encounter. Okay, so now that we test drive the warlock, he is not in the list. So who to pick? Vine Wall is a defensive card. It has entangled, it has defense, and if the enemy is entangled, then they are vulnerable. Ascetic Life will let you craft 2 random herbs, but herbs require herbalism, so he is more useful if you have or plan to follow the herbalism discipline. Coven Witch is a quite powerful card on its own, therefore it costs 8. And Grave Digger is better suited for necromancer types or wicked characters, because Desecrate will harm your character, it will harm your wolves, so I will just take the Coven Witch in my deck. Conjure Flame, synergy damage, amplify fire +2. Very good card, but for a different character. We can also get Ray of Frost, or just get 5 XP and make sure we're higher level when we reach the boss. I will get Ray of Frost in my deck. Okay, let's start with, I will just attack with him. Stunned. I will play Gust of Wind. Bring a wolf. Let's use Sixth Sense. The defend will protect us from dying. They didn't get to attack, all the better. Okay, so let's start with Mist. And then play Gust of Wind. But first Trip. Okay, so I will play Trip I will stun one of them, this one. And now I will add this vulnerable to my gust of wind, like so. We can kill this one. Yorick down. Yorick can reactivate an ally and he will give you Despair 1. If you have Despair 3, if you have used to be or not to be 3 times, you will start losing life. And the more levels, the more you use it, the higher this life loss will become. And it also has strain 2, meaning that the card you will play next costs +2 and you draw 2 cards. So it's a reactivate, draw 2 card, and you can keep using it, but each time you will be spending more action points and eventually you will start spending hit points. Study a bit more. Animal Instinct. Let's use on the wolf. Stun this one so he won't heal. Multicast Gust of Wind, kill the first 2. Yorick is passive. No, this is not Yorick, this is his ability. So I can do this and reactivate my wolf. And now he can attack. So we have Lan and the Centaur Sentinel. Okay, let's amplify air. We spend 3. Get synergy damage. No. We can't stun any of them at the moment. So let's just use Gust of Wind. He is immune to Immobilized, Bewitched, Vulnerable and Frozen. So this card is pretty much useless actually. We have one more. Let's do it on Lan. Okay, Sixth Sense, the defense that we were missing. We have 3, I will go with this. So we have to worry only about Lana's attack. She got counter attack, meaning that if we hit her with a non-rage card, she will strike back. That doesn't apply to our allies though. So our allies can attack. And we are in the next stage. We also gained a level which will make our life much easier now that we have 16 action points. We can also get fire damage and gain 1 willpower, water training, +1 water damage and 2 action points, air training, +1 air damage and +1 intellect. We can also boost our slashing damage, frightful presence, increase the vulnerable effect, supernatural resilience, heightened reflexes is a very good option. Let's go with heightened reflexes for now. We also gained stillness. Stillness is a very nice card because if we have 2 action points to spend, then we can restore 3, 4 to the maximum level and draw 1. So basically you exchange concentration for some extra action points and a draw, which is not bad. Considering this is not so useful to have. Okay, so we made these adjustments to make space for stillness. Let's deal with these guys first. Synergy Brown, add it to your mist. Amplifier 2, 1 for primal, 1 from the amplifier. Close strike, stillness. We can play 6 Sense, Channel Lightning. And now we are fatigued. So I will just trigger vulnerable on him. And my turn. Vulnerable. Ray of Frost, Conjure Flames. Let's add this to our stash. I don't want another one in my deck. Okay, we have Gust of Wind. Let's amplify. Let's get a triple attack. Amplify here. Stun. Gust. So let's free the Inquisition prisoner. We can go again with a Novice Warlock, or we can get Acrobat Thief, but what we are missing the most for our build is healing, so let's test drive the Wandering Monk.
Just lead the way.
So he gives a nice damage synergy. We can also Yorick deals 0 to 1 dark, so not good enough. Let's play Gust of Wind, or first I will play 6 Sense here. Now I will play Covenants for 8. Synergy damage. Now I will play Gust of Wind. And this strike is 1. So keep it for the next turn. Retribution does a pretty good job. Thankfully we have a G-Strike, so let's use it here. We get a synergy healing. Let's trigger it with the right click. G-Strike. We can use the defend. We got 2 damage, resisted 3. Let's play Close Strike. We can't inflict vulnerability here, she's level 4, don't have the potential. Let's use Mist, Frost, this will also deal intense damage. Restore Drones.
What you see is what you get.
Let's play Sixth Sense. I will end my turn. She healed. She healed. Okay, now Mist gives amplifier 2, so all the better. Let's deactivate. We can't stun or deal vulnerable. We don't meet the potential. So why did we do that? That's a very good question. Let's use Stillness, Ray of Frost. We can just attack. Our wolf also became much tougher now that we leveled up the card. So I will add the Wandering Monk to my deck and continue. Let's start with this guy. Mist. Multicast Gust of Wind, but first stun. And multicast it with the Vulnerable. So better do it on these two guys here. Okay, I will also bring Young. Reactivate. That was just Retribution. I will get this to my inventory. You never know when we will need ranged. And as Lycanthrope's ranged is what we lack the most, the Mystic makes up for it a bit. We use the treasure map and we can get some equipment in our backpack. So we have this apprentice stuff equipped. It's a potential defense +3, deal 5 against draw 1, so pretty solid card. But if you want, or if you feel like you need to deal more damage, then you can, because we are not your typical Mystic. We regenerate 11 action points per turn, so I can spend 10 and then have 16 in the next round. I can get this in hand. Okay, start with Mist. Wolf, trip attack, move to the back. Gone with the Wind, the Naga Vanguard. And attack. Let's play Animal Instinct. You can just right click on a self card, it will go onto you. Let's play Mist. I want this primal to be air. Stun resisted, so let's use Gust. We have Retribution, so Probably it won't affect her, she will use flank. So retribution is basically wasted in this case. Amplifier. Hand. So good for Blazeonic target. This means our monk. Okay, so let's add Synergy Primal to our monk.
Just lead the way.
Make the target, right click. I will key strike this one. Bring the wolf. This primal is slashing. Attack. Certainly nice to have, let's stash it. Mirkanar Sickle. It has durability, so 11 uses. Durability is like uses, but for equipment. And bleed, slashing, and if the target dies, that's a blood tribute, we get to restore 2 action points. Even if you don't care about the particular item, you can just stash it and add it to your inventory and maybe sell it in the next town. Okay, so let's Blaze on him. Put the primal here. Mist.
Level up.
And my turn. And a hit with our staff. So let's see what we have. We can get air magic training, water magic training, fire magic training, herbalism, apocrypha, alchemy training, leadership. I think I hold on to it. I'll hold on to it. So we have Ruin. And it's pretty much resistance in all the things we have. Zombie Sailor. Okay, let's start with Animal Instinct. No one is resistant to Retribution. We can use our primal damage here or here. or here. Let's use it here. We can stand here or whatever.
What you see is what you get.
Okay, let's deal some slashing damage. If you notice, its hit amplifies slashing up to 2, fortunately, because when you use amplify, it's reduced by 25% down to 2. So that's something to keep in mind. Reactivate. That's the attack. And I can benefit from some extra defend. She shape-shifted to her lycanthrope form. But it's too late for her. We have a -3. And we are on stage 3. So I will save here. This is how you save. And I will be leaving you now. I hope you enjoyed this quite unlike character so far. And we'll be seeing if you will be able to complete normal or not. That's all folks, I will be seeing you next time. Have a good night.